Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're your quick path to getting informed. Today, we're jumping into a really influential book, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Our goal here, to really dig into some core financial ideas that, frankly, turn a lot of traditional thinking upside down. We're working from excerpts of the book itself.
Yeah, it's definitely not your standard finance textbook. It's more of a fundamental shift in perspective on wealth. It argues pretty strongly that understanding money is, well, maybe more important than just earning a lot of it.
Okay, so let's get into that. The whole book is built around this contrast, right? Between two father figures. First, there's his actual dad, his poor dad. Highly educated, PhD, believed in the standard path, good education, safe job, save your money.
The traditional route, exactly. Solid advice on the surface, maybe. But then you have Rich Dad. This is his friend's father, an entrepreneur. Very different focus.
Totally different. All about financial smarts, investing, actually building wealth that makes money for you, not just saving.
And that's what's so powerful, I think. Kiyosaki uses them almost like symbols to show that your financial success might depend more on your mindset, your real-world money education, than just grades or how much your salary is. It really makes you pause and think.
Yeah, it does. And maybe one of the most controversial points is about school itself. He basically says, look, schools teach you how to get a job, how to work for money, but they often don't teach you anything about managing that money. Financial literacy, often missing.
Which leaves a huge gap, right? If you think about the bigger picture, understanding how money actually works, what assets are, what liabilities really are, how the economy functions, how to make capital work for you, that's crucial stuff. That's the kind of practical knowledge you need for financial independence, and it's often just not part of the curriculum.
Okay, let's drill down on that core concept. Assets versus liabilities. This is huge in the book, he puts it so bluntly. The rich buy assets. The poor and middle class buy liabilities they think are assets. That really hits home. Makes you question what you think of as security.
It absolutely does. It's not just words, is it? It challenges that whole idea that, say, your house is your biggest asset. Kiyosaki's point is, well, if it's costing you money every month, mortgage, taxes, repairs, it's actually taking money out of your pocket. That makes it a liability in his book.
Right. So an asset is something that adds money to your pocket.
Exactly. Like investments or maybe a rental property, a business, things that generate income. He's basically saying financial freedom comes from stacking up those income-producing assets, not just owning stuff that drains your cash flow.
Which then leads to another big shift in thinking. Working to learn, not just working to earn. Thinking beyond the salary.
Yeah, precisely. Instead of just trading time for money, the focus shifts. Kiyosaki stresses learning specific skills, practical things like sales, marketing, understanding investments, basic accounting, skills that actually help you build financial independence.
Things you don't always pick up in a regular job description.
Often not. And it ties into that whole rich mindset versus poor mindset idea he talks about. The rich mindset looks for opportunities, isn't afraid to make mistakes and learn. The poor mindset often fears risk, gets stuck in the rat race, just working harder and harder to pay bills. It's about designing your life to create income streams, not just depending on a wage.
So pulling this all together, this deep dive really forces you to reconsider your whole relationship with money, doesn't it? And education and work. It suggests it's not just about making more money, but really understanding it, knowing where it goes, what it does, and crucially, how to make it start working for you.
So here's something to chew on after this discussion. Based on Kiyosaki's definitions, take a hard look at your own life.
Yeah.
What things have you always considered assets? Do they fit his definition? And maybe more importantly, what's one concrete skill related to finance, something maybe outside your comfort zone that you could start learning, like right now, to move yourself a step closer to real financial independence?